The masses are going to go through every ailment there is. You can't be worrying about that, because if we can keep worrying about the trouble that the masses are in, we never cultivate anything among ourselves to get to the higher level in which the masses going to be a part of. Because ultimately, all this shit got to be destroyed. This shit is over.
I am inevitable.
Don't be fooled by the internet. It's cool to get on the computer, but don't let the computer get on you. It's cool to use the computer, don't let the computer use you. You all saw The Matrix. There's a war going on, the battlefield's in the mind. The prize is the soul.
Push the button. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push the button.
Push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn button.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live.
Welcome.
Happy Monday.
Welcome.
Happy Monday. All right. This is Monday, July 6th. And we here in full effect. And we got to talk to y'all, man. We got to talk to y'all. See, people think people were celebrating 4th of July in the name of independence, but we're going into digital slavery. Yeah, there's no independence going on when a government is so rogue that it's enslaving their people by using their own tax dollars against them. Sex trafficking rings, Epstein type files, Epstein, you know. So how are we supposed to celebrate independence in the name of when we got all this shit going on? How is people free? How is
People
people
still
independent?
believe in that shit, man?
How's our
Independence.
right? Or why is our tax dollars funding all this madness?
Just to grill up in their backyard.
All right. So you got people running around still trying to
They
celebrate
just looking at that shit just to grill in their backyard.
facts. Yeah, and it makes no sense. It makes no sense. So we got to get into it, man. So some things we're gonna unpack involving this revolving around this it's so-called independence that we supposedly have. They might as well just go ahead and get rid of that goddamn 4th of July holiday. Well, the people ain't really got to celebrate. They can keep what they could, do what they want with it. But the people need to realize and wake up. There's no independence going on. And they make you think that we're still independent from Great Britain and all that shit. And no, we not. These the those over here still have to answer to the monarchs over there in England and the bankers, the foreign bankers and shit. We still got to answer. This country, system still has to answer to them over there. So where was the independence at? That fake ass war that supposedly had happened. Yeah, it was a real war, but there wasn't.
All
Yeah,
lies.
it was. Yeah, it wasn't like a war where people broke free from Great Britain completely, because those people were still conversing with people like Benjamin Franklin, going back and forth and meeting with them. Them still having deeds to shit over here in America. This country still having to answer to foreign bankers and shit like that. So there was never really an independence like that, like we think it was. Okay, yeah, you had the Hessian troops come over here and go to war and all that shit, but that ain't handle what was taking place behind the scenes and what was happening, financially. Well, we know both sides of the war was always funded by the same individuals that been in place for centuries. So gotta get into it though.
Yeah, we easily fooled. I mean, as you can see, majority people are still easily fooled by all this bullshit that they basically been deceiving us with. I mean, you still got people believing that our troops is overseas in the Middle East fighting for our freedom over here. When really, if you actually do an investigation and you actually see what's going on over there, we usually invade those countries over there, so they really not fighting for our freedom. They fight. Obviously, they fighting for, you know, the businesses that Israel and all them other people got over there, the military industrial complex. That's who they really fighting for. They fighting for the private contractors to keep milking the government with more and more money, which is taxpayers' money, of course. That's all these wars are for. Like, I don't understand how people don't see that. I mean, just like wherever country we in, that's where the drugs is coming from. When we was in Vietnam, most of the heroin and the opiates came from the Vietnam. When we was in Afghanistan, most of the opiates and heroin came from Afghanistan. That tell you right there what was going on. It's big business. But they got us so damn brainwashed over here. Oh yeah, you fighting for our freedom. Thank you for your service. When really you in service to the military industrial complex, the bankers,
Hmm.
the politicians, and their families who own these businesses over there that become government private contractors. How don't we see this yet? How don't we see that all these politicians are only there to basically keep you in delusion while they milk the hell out of us for everything we got? We work they fields, we work they corporations, we work everything. We work they basically turned the police force against the people, because we all know the police force don't protect and serve the people. They protect and serve the interests of the politicians and the banks. It's always been like that. I don't know what the hell people think. You out there grilling up hot dogs, poisonous hot dogs and poisonous hamburgers for what? Talking
I
about
just
some
think
happy
you're right.
4th of July.
Yeah, I think people just used to being what they programmed. Yeah, what they programmed to be. It's hard to break the program, and really, it's not an easy thing to do when you've been doing it all your life. So it's really a gradual thing. You have to actually start wanting to you know be aware. Actually start doing a lot of truth seeking and a lot of research, and that's what make you start pulling away from the shit that you've been doing your whole life. But people so wrapped up in the propaganda and the programming that it's really hard to break away. That's something that happens over time. Like it's not like one of them things where a nigga just wake up right away and just stop believing in everything and stop dealing with everything. It don't happen that way. That's a slowly that's a process that happens over time. The more research you do, the more truth you start digging, that's the more you start pulling back from shit because you don't know no better. All you know is what you've been taught in school. All you know is what your parents told you. All you know is what you see on TV, hear on the radio, read in magazines and books, and you don't really know until you really start digging and start connecting the dots. I mean, I believe social media made that very easy for people to do, but that's some shit that has to be within you that you want to know the truth. Now, this 4th of July shit, that's why we put the title. If you celebrated 4th of July, watch this because they want us to still believe that we're independent. But as you see what's happening, constantly happening and seeing what's going on, do you really feel like that you're independent? Or are you dependent on the system that's been in place to keep us, subdued and keep us in submission, survival mode, in submissive state constantly? That's not independence. Independence is where you letting the market be free, you allowing businesses to thrive. You're not, you know what I'm saying? That's when you allow independence
You're
to
allowing
happen.
people to live off grid. You're allowing
Right,
people to go live off grid and not try to charge them for permits just to do shit like hunting and fishing. And you
right,
allow people. Some states don't even allow you to collect rainwater. That goes.
exactly.
They don't want anybody off the grid. They want everybody on the grid and doing what they tell you to do. That was, I mean, that we in full fledged slavery, and people still don't see it yet. Like people like just because they allow us little things. Oh, you still able to, you know, fuel your car up and go to work and choose what type of beverage you want when you go through the drive-through. That's freedom. That's bull crap. That's what people in their minds, they think independence because you could go to McDonald's and choose whether you want the motherfucking McGriddle or the egg, sausage, cheese, biscuit, or whatever the fuck you eat from that poison place. That's what people in their mind, they think that's freedom. That's what,
Right.
oh, as long as you're able to do that, that's freedom. And then they have these religious institutions backing it up. Well, just be glad that God woke you up this morning and you could go to McDonald's and you could go to work. Just in you listening to this, I guess God should have said that to the Israelites when they was held captive in Egypt and shit. Well, as long as you woke up this morning, it's okay to be enslaved to the
Yeah.
Egyptians. But that wasn't even the
Right.
case. He had the
Nah.
freedom motherfuckers from Egypt. And a lot of them didn't even want to be freed because they were so accustomed to being enslaved that they just some people just love their slavery. And they don't see it as slavery. They just see it as, I don't know what the fuck people say, because I don't have that mindset. I always want to be free.
Right.
This system is all about enslavement.
And that's the
Yeah,
thing
of
is
course they
that
gotta
is
give you little things here and there to slavery. And they
right.
gotta give you enough just to keep you alive and just enough to keep you coming back. And that's all it is.
Yeah, it's
That's
that
all it
now.
is.
Like the
But it's
motherfuckers ain't
all
never
but
been
what it's
free.
doing is killing your soul though. You look around, you see people with dead eyes all around. Dead eyes everywhere. People
Yeah,
that
it's
fake smiles, inauthentic relationships, dead eyes, souls are drained. But hey, at least you got a good career, right? Souls drained like a motherfucker. They unhappy as hell inside, crying themselves to sleep. But as long as their outside appearance look good to society, that's all that matters. That's the slavery right there. But I'm starting to realize a
yep.
lot of people's getting tired of this shit now. They get so tired that they don't even want to keep up appearances anymore.
Right. Yeah, this
That's the shit with the shit with make sure everybody's
oh,
safe.
it's
Keep
choppy.
everybody
Like,
make everybody
like,
feel
yeah, your
secure
shit
that
going in
you
and out.
wearing your
Is
mask
his
publicly. Because we are wearing a mask without.
yeah, I think is it going in and out on his end, y'all? I think it's going in and out. It's like every other word or some shit.
You can't hear me? Yo, you
Yeah, I
can't
can
hear
hear
me?
you, but it was going
Did
in
y'all
and
hear
out.
me?
Yeah, but it was like every other word. It was like real choppy.
Basically, what I'm saying is everybody's wearing a mask out here. Everybody putting on a mask like they happy and they okay with this slavery, but they not. And that COVID shit was a symbolic thing behind that. Wearing your mask,
Right.
just retarded shit. The COVID stuff was retarded anyway. You could wear your mask. You had to wear your mask to get into the restaurant, but when you get in the restaurant and sit down, you take it off to eat. That's fucking retarded. Like, you're not gonna be spreading germs. If the mask really protect you against the germs, like you ain't gonna be spreading germs while you eating with the mask off. But you had to wear the fucking mask to get in there. And
Right.
it's the same thing with everything. It's the same thing with everything in society. That mask is symbolic for the mask that people wear every day, smiling like you smiling at work. Really, you dead inside,
Yeah.
hating your existence. And that's basically where everybody's going because there's something off. And what's off is we're not free in this society, even though. And the thing is, it's becoming more and more of a harsh reality because as they incorporate more things into society that enslaves us, you know, the mass eventually is going to start suffocating everyone. That's what's happening. The masks are going to start suffocating everyone. Just think about how they stripped everything from us without us even realizing. Remember back in the day when you actually used to buy movies and video games and you actually used to own it without having to pay a subscription. Now you
Yep.
got to pay a subscription for everything and you don't even physically own nothing. Do y'all realize how? And it's getting like that with everything.
Yep.
Basically, it's getting to the point where you don't own anything anymore. Everything belongs to the system. See, the streaming and stuff is convenient and it's easy and everything, but do you realize that you don't own shit no more? You don't
Right.
own a physical record anymore. It's a streaming service. You don't own the movies you buy. It's a streaming service. You don't have a physical copy of nothing. They want to do the same thing with cash. So once they got everything in that system, one click of a button, you won't have access to nothing. Like y'all don't see the chess move that's going. This is literally a chess game. This is a chess move. This is a chess game that they're playing. And it's going to end to us being 100% enslaved in every aspect of our lives.
Yeah, because they don't.
Every
That last
single
thing.
little
Right.
aspect of your life is a
Right.
subscription now. It could
Yeah.
be and actually could be ended with one click of a button now.
Right. Yeah. Last thing they want is a nation of free people. It don't benefit. It don't benefit the top of the pyramid for a society to be free. We're talking about greed, we're talking about world dominance and control. It doesn't benefit them at the top when it's a when it's a public full of free people, free thinkers, free and free market. Yeah, that's the last thing they want is a free market. Who They don't want a free market, so that's why they need to bring this digital slavery about, because you got to think about how social media is set up. The structure of social media is set up. It's set up by guidelines, you know, basically guidelines. Knowing that everybody's on social media and it doesn't coincide with the Constitution, because freedom of speech is not free on social media. Neither is it on with the Constitution, because that's void. To this government, the Constitution is void. They don't abide by that shit. Does it work sometimes in the court of law? Yeah, it does. But freedom of speech doesn't coincide with social media. Social media is consisted of is ran by guidelines. So freedom of speech on air, it can actually
Terms of
cost you.
services.
Yeah, actually can. Yeah, it can violate terms of services, and it can actually terminate your business online. You see what I'm saying? Like, if your business is solely ran by social media, terms of service can actually destroy your business, because they could say, we didn't like what you said, we terminating your channel. We don't like what you said. You're not allowed to do business with Square anymore or PayPal. And that's the control. That's where we at with it. So freedom of speech, and this something you could have said that coincides with freedom of speech. We're like, all right, well, according to the Constitution, I'm free to say these things that I'm saying, but social media guidelines saying you can't say it. So what do that do? That basically puts you. It basically overrides the Constitution, and now we got this new digital constitution set up that's regulated by terms of services and guidelines on social media. So that's why we trying to tell you, where's the independence in that? Because independence is allow you to be a free thinker. Independence is allow you to have free market. It allows you to thrive in society. Where's the independence at? Where's our independence at that we supposed to have? There is none. It's an illusion. It's an illusion.
So
So
that's
how
why they
long?
want to.
Yeah, how long you think they can keep this lie going? But and the thing is, the lie is not lasting that long, because people are actually catching on, and it's people supposed to wake up to it, because that's what's supposed to happen when in a society like this, where the government is, you know, uh, basically trying to enslave the citizens. Naturally, we're not meant to be controlled that way, so it's always going to be some type of pushback, and they know that. So that's why they try to use lie after lie to cover up more lies. because they know once people figure out the lies, then it kind of messes up their control and they plan. They start to lose more control that way. That's why they're so desperate now. They're making desperate moves now because they don't have the power like people think they have. But yeah, all right,
That's why they want to consolidate everything online. They consolidate everything online, then that's how they able to control and get around documents like the Constitution and all of that. Because think about it, most of our lives now are connected to some type of app,
yep,
and that's for everything. Your banking, your job, everything, your entertainment, everything is attached to an app now. Even apps to even open up your damn car door or something like that. Apps to control the weather in your to control the temperature in your house. Like everything is connected to an app that can be tracked by some agency. I mean, and that's how they consolidate and everything. And that's how and the thing is, we get so as convenience. It's just it's convenience to us. They're like, oh yeah, this is very convenient. I can control, my the temperature in my house, and I don't even have to be home. I could do that through this app. Like, all of that, yeah, it's cool, but all they gotta do is adjust the laws a little bit to where they can control all of that. If you can control it remotely, that means they can control it remotely. You see where we headed? All they gotta do is shift the laws a little bit. Something. Once they shift those laws, and that's their plan. See, it's chess. They got to get us all consolidated onto one digital database first, and they doing that, by making us feel like, oh, this is so cool. We can do this and do that digitally. We could do this, but all of it is adding up to enslavement. And the thing is, once they get us all exactly where they want us, and we're about 80 to 90% there, all they do is got to shift the laws a little bit, and then they could control every aspect of our lives digitally. Every aspect of and you think about it, almost every aspect of your life is digital now. Almost every aspect of your life is digital now. That's dangerous because the people who's behind this digital system,
yep,
it's like wolves. It's like wolves guarding the hen house. You're the hens. We are the hens, and the wolves are the ones behind the buttons that control everything. Yeah, that's exactly where we headed to.
all right,
It's insane. It's like a lot of us see it, but then too many of us don't. Too many of us do not see this trap that we're headed into. And the thing is, I feel like it's not going to work out because once people see what the system really is about, it's going to be some post-apocalyptic events going on here, and then we're going to be back into the Stone Age. Because I
yeah,
don't
it's a
see how
great
this is going to
reset.
work out. Because when you push too hard, you're going to get pushback. And
Right,
their plan to enslave majority of the globe through this digital prison, that pushback is going to be crazy. And the shit just might send us back to the Stone Age.
yeah, it
And
might be
people
like
think,
some
oh,
like a
Mary, that's something
reset.
that happened. That's something that'll happen like 100 years from now. No, that shit can happen 10 years from now. You see how fast the technology accelerated from analog to digital. You see how fast that shit. It like 1999. By the time 2020 came, we fully into the digital age. You know what I'm saying? It can happen in like 10 years. And their plan by 2030 is to have us all consolidated on this digital system being ran by quantum computers and artificial intelligence that's going to basically control every single aspect of your life. And if they
Right,
don't like what you say, they don't like what you do, all they got to do is press a button and you're separated from society. You won't be able to do shit. You won't be able to shop. You won't be able to travel. You won't be able to get a job. You won't even be let into most buildings because the buildings is even going to be on a smart grid to where it identifies identifies you like you're not even allowed to even come in this building. You're just gonna
Right.
be locked completely out of society. And that's their plan. And we're almost there. Like we're almost there. The same way, and they testing through social media. This whole Facebook jail and Instagram jail and TikTok jail when you violate their terms and services and you're not allowed to do a live stream. You can't sign on to your account. And if you do it one more time, they're gonna disable your account. Well, just imagine when they're able to do that with everything in your life, your job, your banking, everything is connected to a digital ID, which is a biometric identifier. Right?
Yeah.
It's literally a biometric that's going to identify you by your voice, your fingerprint, your eyes, everything. It's going to identify you. It's going to know
Yeah. Your
everything about you.
biometrics.
And if you violate anything, they don't even have to come do anything to you physically. Just everything just won't work for you. Nothing to work for you. You won't be able to do shit. You're going to basically starve to death. And you're going to be ostracized by society because nobody's going to want to be around you because they know that you're an enemy to the system and they don't want their social credit score to go down because that's what it's amounting to. Because they already got us with the credit score shit. Like you can't get shit if your credit is bad and all this type of stuff. Now they're gonna be able to refine that. They're gonna be they dialing it down and actually making it more sufficient for them to be able to track
Right.
you with these credit scores.
So yeah,
And
the
that was the
digital
plan
ID.
all along.
Right.
Yeah,
And this
that's
digital ID.
exactly what they had it for.
Remember Trump met with uh King Charles, remember? And then King Charles went back to his country and did a whole press conference, well, a whole speech about the digital ID that they moving forward with digital IDs. So there, I mean, that was the whole plan for them to get on everybody on this digital ID. And maybe no, people don't know what this digital ID entails really. They just say they know about it, but they don't know what it all entails. So let me just go into this real quick. So the digital IDs, mobile driver's license, MDLS, are secure electronic versions of a state issue ID stored on your smartphone. They can now act as real IDs for fast identity verification at TSA checkpoints. So how digital real ID works, smart travel at the airport. You can present your digital ID supported platforms like Apple Wallet, Samsung Wallet, or a state specific app at over 250 US airports. Privacy control rather than handing over your physical card, you simply tap and hold your phone near a secure reader. Biometrics, authentication, Face ID, or Touch ID. It requires for every transaction, and your device only shares the exact data needed for verification. So federal requirements is when you utilizing your MDL or federal purposes like boarding domestic flights and underlying digital credentials must be based on real ID. So the limitations is no limitations use. Digital IDs do not replace a passport or international travel borders crossings. Carry a physical backup. The Transportation Security Administration (TSA) strongly recommends carrying your physical real ID card passport as digital options are not accepted everywhere. So yeah, but that's for now though. Some places are still accepting the real ID and some not. That's because they haven't made the full transition yet. That's the only reason why. But they definitely want to roll out the real digital ID to the world basically. So digital ID availability it varies state to state. For instance, while states and lawmakers in Pennsylvania are pursuing to make digital driver's license reality, you should always check, the TSA or whatever. Well, the TSA participating states and eligible digital IDs directory. So yeah, they plan on rolling this shit out to everybody. So this definitely will entail. So you see already linked to Apple Wallet, Samsung wallets. It's just not going to stop there. It's going to be linked to everything. Your Facebook wallets, your crypto wallets, of course. So you're not going to be able to. So your digital ID will be, linked to everything. So if it's that way, that means they could press one button and shut all your shit down at once. Everything that you on that requires to use your real ID, they could shut all that shit down at once. We don't. That's dangerous though to even do that.
And that's why they want these massive data centers. They want these massive data centers because they got that information have to be stored somewhere, because you got to think what's going to be attached to your digital ID. Everything about you, everything you watch on social media, your health records, where you work, where you
Yeah.
live, everything is going to be attached to that, and they're going to have all that information just with one click of a button, real time, and you're going to be monitored 24/7 with that information, because they're going to be using artificial intelligence and quantum computing. Like, and the thing is, and you know anything about quantum computing, now we get, somebody just said exactly what I was thinking. Minority Report. That shit actually does predictions and everything. Like, and it's like they're going to predict some shit that you ain't even do yet, and you'll become the enemy of the state.
Yep.
That's what we're trying to tell y'all, how sophisticated this is getting. We are headed into some very dangerous times, and people are just not getting it. They don't get it. You try to break this down to people, and they just don't get it. We so nonchalant about it. So, like, we don't realize how serious this is, and we're just about 80 to almost 90% there. Like, this is going to be detrimental. Like, y'all don't understand how. And the thing is, the people who's behind it are the same people, the same creeps that's been into the satanic vampirism, the Epstein. I'm just gonna call them the
Yeah,
Epstein
the
and his
Epstein.
friends. Those are
Yeah.
the
Yes.
Epstein and his friends, the people who've been human trafficking, you know, kids on the island and all that. These are the people that's behind these systems. Do we really want them to have that type of power over our lives, to where they have back doors into all this technology? You gotta remember, all that technology is going to be used on us, but they're going to have back doors to the technology. The technology is never going to track them, so they'd be able to steal kids and everything, you know, easily, because the AI is not detecting them. The AI is not following them. They're gonna have back doors into everything, so it's only going to affect us. That's what we said. It's like wolves guarding a hen house. That's what we trying to tell y'all. Like, this is some serious shit, and we ain't doing nothing now to stop these Epstein creeps. We ain't doing, and these are the people that's running our government. The people that's on the Epstein client list are the people that's currently running our government, and that's behind these tech companies. The people behind these tech companies are Epstein clients. The people who've been dealing with vampirism and drinking babies' blood and all. These are the people that's running these systems, y'all. Like, are we awoke yet? Are we woke? Are we woke yet? Like, these are the people that's going to have this technology against us. Like, are we woke yet? Like, do we understand,
People,
like what's going on? Like, the
our
ramifications
people's in
behind
here,
this.
our people in here will. The rest of the world just sleep at the wheel.
And we can't positively think our way up out of this. Like, some people, oh, just think positive and all. What are you talking about? Actions still have to be taken. Actions
Faith
still
without
have to
works
be
is
taken.
dead.
Right. And it's almost like this happened to us. I guess we deserve it because we allowed it to happen, from being cowards and ignorance ain't an excuse no more. Just like they say, ignorance of the law ain't an excuse. Ignorance of this tyranny is not an excuse. We can't sit on our ass and say, "Oh, Jesus is going to come back and help us." That ain't happening. That shit ain't happening. It's not happening because we got dominion over this place. It's up to us to do something about it, and it's always been like that. It's always been like that.
Right. Read some of your comments. Nelda said, "Lord help America." She said, hell no, no. Studio studio said they have multiple patents for predictive algorithms. Yeah, Minority Report shit. Yeah, yeah, like they try to predict behavior. Right, yeah, they trying to predict the behavior of people and basically lock people up on that alone, just because they predict what you gonna do without you even committing a crime. Yeah, that Minority Report shit definitely was like some shit they wanted us to you know, yeah. Yeah, shout out to y'all just tuning in, man. Make sure y'all hitting that like button. Yeah. You said we understand now what the now what is actually starting. Listen, man, get the information out there. Get the motherfucking information out there because it takes a collective, really. It takes a collective of people just saying no. We not abiding by this shit. No.
And the information is out there, and there's more people waking up, and that's the good thing. There is some positive shit behind this because I'm noticing there's a lot of people that's still waking up to this shit, and that's what it's going to take. Because if it's only a small percentage of people who know about this, it's going to be our hands are tied. We can't do shit on our own. It's going to take the collective to get rid of this. It's going to take the collective to deal with this. It's going to take what they say is how many people in the world, which is we don't know the real number. They say it's in the billions, but we don't even know. To tell you the truth, people are saying is less than a billion. It's less than a billion people on this planet now, and people been dying in mass groves, and it's not being reported. They tell us 6-7 billion people on the planet, but I'm hearing that's not the truth. I think even Elon Musk even said that. Elon Musk even said that they're lying to us about, and he's part of it. I don't trust shit that he say, but sometimes they do tell the truth here, and they mix some truth in with lies. And he's
Yeah.
saying that the number population on Earth is dangerously low, and I'm inclined to believe that.
Well,
But it's
when
going to take majority of us to stop this shit.
yeah, but well, Bill Gates already said they was using the vaccines to pretty much lower the population. That whole TED talk shit he did. And that was a room full of scientists. That was a room full of scientists he was talking to. The very same people that they put their money in their research. They put their money into the research of these scientists. It was the very same people that was at the TED talk.
Bro, Epstein client list was at that goddamn TED talk.
Yeah,
Because it
yeah,
was it was
Epstein.
scientists in there, billionaires in there, trillionaires
Hmm.
in there. Yeah,
Yep.
those TED talks that Bill Gates be talking in front of. Yeah, it'd be the whole Epstein client list is in there.
Right.
I bet you if you took the guest list of that Bill Gates TED talk and you actually compared that guest list to the actual client list, the Epstein client list, I bet you 80 to 90% of them motherfuckers is on that list. I bet you. And those are the people that are making decisions for the world.
Yep.
Those are the people that are
Damn, we
making
play
decisions for the world. And we wondering why there's so much suffering.
right. All right, we can play some of these. Yeah, I think Aaron Russo mentioned about that. Let's get into a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. This is sponsored by 90dayherbals.com. Please make sure y'all smash the like button before we continue. And let's go ahead and get into it. Like we said, we got a sale going on with the gummies. We got the extreme gummies back on there. So buy one, get the other half off using gummies. What is it? Gummy 26? Get gummies 26 is the checkout code. All right. So make sure y'all check this out, 90dayherbals.com. These gummies do help with sleep. These gummies do help with pain, inflammation, and all that. So if you're not a person that can smoke, use our smokable CBD or whatever, then you could take the edibles and it works very, very good. All right. So that's 90dayherbals.com. Use Get Gummies 26 on the checkout, and you get the second order for half off, 50% off. So we got 6 pack and a 12 pack. So if you want to buy, the 12 pack, you know what I mean, or buy the 6 pack, you buy another one, whether it's the 6 pack or a 12 pack, you get that other one half off. You know, so check out all the other products on there as well. It's 90dayherbals.com. All right, so we pulled up some videos. I think this is Aaron Russo. Yeah, this is 19 years ago. This is the interview Aaron Russo did 19 years ago. So this is a clip Aaron Russo gives this interview 19 years ago. This is from an interview with Alex Jones, I think. Yeah, with Alex Jones. This was 19 years ago. This is the producer Aaron Russo. He's a producer of Trading Places with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd, and you know, amongst other films and shit that he worked on.
George Bush saying democracy means freedom. No, democracy equals New World Order. Democracy equals slavery. Be individuals. Think for yourself. Have critical thinking. I learned an awful lot from Mr. Rockefeller. And one of the things that we used to talk about was the ultimate plan of the banking industry, what they wanted to accomplish. The whole agenda is to create a one world government where everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. All money is to be in those chips, right? There'll be no more cash. And this is given me straight from Rockefeller himself. This is what they want to accomplish. He's the one who told me 11 months before 9/11 ever happened that there was going to be an event. And I remember he was telling me how how you're going to see soldiers looking in caves for people in Afghanistan and Pakistan and all these places. And there's going to be this war on terror, of which there's no real enemy. And the whole thing is a giant hoax. You can never win the battle. It's a 100-year war. It's a never-ending war on terrorism. All right, he's laughing. There's no who are we fighting? I mean, why do you think 9/11 happened and then nothing's happened since then? 9/11 was done by people in our own government and our own banking system to perpetuate the fear of the American people into subordinating themselves to anything the government wants them to do. That's what it's about. And to create this war, this endless war on terror. An endless war on terror without any real enemy. Because you can't define a winner. There's no one to beat. So it goes on and on forever. Look, this whole war on terror is a fraud. It's a farce. I used to say to him, what's the point of all this? You have all the money in the world you need. You have all the power you need. What's the point? You know, what's the end goal? And he said the end goal is to get everybody chipped. We've given these people the authority to create money out of thin air. And through that device, they control everything. If we ever want to win this battle, you must shut down the Federal Reserve System. Don't cooperate with them. Don't go along with the program anymore. Stop it. George Bush saying democracy means freedom.
So peep what he was saying. Yeah, he was talking about, well, go ahead, bro.
Mind you, he said their end goal is to get everybody chipped. We're already chipped. Our cell phones are the chips. Our money is stored on these chips. Our whole business, our medical records, everything we do, everything we say is on these chips that's in our phones. They don't even have to be implanted in our bodies. They're always in our pocket or in our hands. So they actually got 80 to 90% of their agenda through already. Now we about to go cashless. So we know who created Bitcoin. It was the Rockefellers and Rothschilds. They created cryptocurrency because they want the society to be cashless. They want society to be cashless because once society is cashless, they can control every aspect of your life. I don't give a fuck what it is. Everything is ran by money. Everything in this society is money, 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 money. They control all the money. And if they able to basically control your money digitally, they every aspect of your life. They control every aspect of your life. They're making it hard to where you don't have a chip now. Because everything is attached to an app. Even if you go to your goddamn local barista, they got an app that you could. Oh, you use our app. You get it. You get you get a discount if you use our app to the point where they like you can't even pay for this without the app. It's everything is becoming an app, and the app is the chip that he's talking about. Your banking, that's all that shit. Yeah. The chip is we already chipped, y'all. People say, I ain't going to accept that chip. I ain't going to accept that mark of the beast. And we running around and we walking around with it in our pockets and in our hands 24/7.
Yeah, because they think it's supposed to be like an implant A
Right.
chip of an implant. That's what that was the zigzag though.
That was the
That
zigzag.
that was the zigzag to think that they wanted to implant our forearms with chips and all that, but it was really the cell phone. It was the cell phone chip and all the
Right.
apps that come with the cell phone.
Facts.
So yeah, that was really the chip. It wasn't the little grain of rice, size of a grain of rice implanted into your forearm. That shit was all fake. They probably wanted to go that route, but they know people wasn't going to accept it that way. So they said, you know what?
Right.
Let's just do it digital wallets. Let's implement these digital wallets where they actually have to have their phones to connect to their financial and their medical records and stuff
And you know what
through
cracked me up?
apps.
The religious people. I ain't taking that chip. That's the mark of the beast. And they saying it on the chip.
Yeah, they saying they're on the chip that they
You're
own.
on the
Yeah.
chip right now saying that you're not going to take the mark of the beast. Like you already marked. Like we already marked. Like the mark is and the thing is, we was born into the mark of the beast.
The
And it
marketplace.
literally says everybody, free or enslaved, Jew and Gentile is going to be under this mark. Like
Yeah, we all have the birth and
you
we all have
already
the
got the
birthmark.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, we all thanks. These clowns are crazy. Shout out to you for the gift. Definitely appreciate it. Yeah, we already accepted it. We born once we was born into the market, we accepted it because we born into it.
Facts.
This is the marketplace. Earth is the marketplace. This is the place where
Right.
you buy and sell. This is the place where you bear the mark, which is your birthmark that you're stamped with when you're born into this world. Everybody has one. It's somewhere on your body. Some people got identify where their birthmark is at, and some can't. That's the mark of Cain, y'all. Your birthmark. Everybody is, and that's where you spurt. You basically grow. Your birthmark is where you start to grow from when you inside the womb. So everybody is born into this world stamped with a birthmark, and the market, and it represents the marketplace, buying and selling. Buying and selling. Um, we
And
all
that's what
born into it.
everybody's doing.
Yeah,
Everybody's buying and selling.
yeah. We're born into this
Everybody's.
shit. So it's really no escaping the marketplace. This is what it is.
But
We're in
I
the
was
marketplace.
specifically that's on a higher level, but I was specifically talking to the religious people who think that the chip itself was the mark of the beast.
Yeah,
Like and they saying they not going to accept the chip because they know that's the mark of the beast. And they're saying it on a phone. They're saying it on a computer, and that's literally the chip. You already accepted it. You're
right.
just order to even to say that to people, you're saying it on the actual chip that you're saying you're going to reject. Like it's already that's how they
Yeah,
get
we
you.
accepted it. Yeah,
They always make you think something is coming, but it's already there.
yeah, right,
Like you're already in it, and they make you think that it's coming. That's how they do it. Oh yeah,
right.
well, they're going about to start doing this, but you're already living in it, and that's how
You're
they
in
keep
it.
you in it. That's how
Right.
they keep the prison around you that you don't see.
To make you think it's something on the way. Right, right.
There's something on the
Or
way that
something that already happened in history already.
right,
Because when people view the scriptures or any type of scriptures, they think about back then. They don't think about now. They don't think about when
right,
it's written. When it's written, it's pertaining to past, present, and future. They don't understand
right.
that. It's
That
all
is yeah,
happening
that is
simultaneously.
right. That is all happening. Yeah, like when they say, "Oh man, Adam and Eve, they should have never ate from that tree, acknowledging good and evil," and we're currently all still doing it right now.
Right.
And people be saying, "Oh, if I was there, I know I wouldn't have ate from that tree." While you currently eating from the tree right now,
Yeah.
like
Right.
that's what people don't even understand. Like you said, it's all happening at once. It's all is there's no past, present, and future when it comes to the word of God. With the people who believe in the word of God, there's no past, present, and future. It's all happening all at once, everywhere, like the movie, everywhere, all at once. All them Israelites. There they go, making the same mistakes over and over. And we all doing the same shit that they're doing and don't even realize it. We
Yeah.
judging them
Yeah.
while we actually doing it ourselves. Oh, I would never take that mark of the beast. If you
Yeah,
believe
but
that the mark of the beast is these chips that they talking about, you already took the shit. You
yeah.
already on it.
I mean, shit, you was born into it, so you already took it when you decided to come to this planet and be born into it. You took
Right,
the mark. That's the point of you being marked off with the
right.
birthmark. You're stamped with the birthmark because you're entering into a marketplace, and you can't buy and sell without the birthmark. So people think, oh, Cain killed Abel, and then Cain had to walk around with the birthmark on him. Now Cain is talking about everybody in society right now. That's everybody is Cain. We all have the mark. You can't buy and sell without it. That's why we all have to be born with the mark, with the birthmark on our bodies, because nobody can buy and sell without it. You can't even enter this place without bearing the birthmark. It is what it is. It was written. It's set in stone. I mean, we can't do shit about it. But it's like, all right, how do you? But being as though we born into a marketplace doesn't mean that we gotta accept slavery neither,
Nope.
because it's really supposed to be a free market, a freedom of choice. We have a
Right.
God-given right to choose what the fuck we want to do, not being told what to do.
Not something being forced on us.
Right. Facts. Yeah, we know we was born into the marketplace, but that don't mean that we have to become slaves to the marketplace neither.
Yeah, the
Or
marketplace in itself isn't bad. It's just the manipulators, the money
facts.
changers, the people who's manipulating the market. And those are the
Right.
people who got us enslaved right now. The people
Yeah.
who's manipulating the market.
Right.
Like look, and Trump is a symbolic representation of that right now. Look how
Yeah.
he's manipulating the market with this war, with this Iran war and all this inside trading.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Right.
keeps talking about, oh, we're gonna have peace with the Iranians. Then the market goes up. Then he goes right back and say, oh, now they violated the peace that we were supposed to have with the Iranians, and the market goes down. And he capitalized on that because that's a market of making money off of predictions. And
Yeah.
if you're the one, if with your actions is dictates where the market go, you'll be able to milk the hell out of that market. And that's what he's been doing. That's what they do. And they all do. I'm not just picking on Trump, because they all do the same shit. All of them. I don't care who's in there. They all them presidents, all them politicians who've been in office all do the same thing, and they point
Hmm.
fingers at each other to keep us divided. Like, oh no, it's the Democrats that do it. Oh no, it's the Republicans that do it. They all do it. They all do it.
It's a part of it's like a part of their incentives to do their bidding for the new world order, basically. All right, what comes along with them actually signing up, to push the agenda? They be like, all right, this what comes with it. Epstein type shit, right? You got the keys to these doors that open up. You can mess with children. You can cheat the stock market. You can take money off the top out of these budgets that we provide. Like, it's all this shit that come with signing up for this. That's why I don't trust no politician down there in Washington D.C. Because when
Right.
they sign up for this shit, they know that it comes with incentives when they pushing that
Hmm.
agenda. You know what I mean? Look how Kamala worked her way up from being a fucking prosecutor, locking up, thousands upon thousands of people for marijuana and other shit. And look, worked her way all the way up to vice president. Remember, she was running
Hmm.
around with Montel Williams and all them niggas. Like, she's
Right.
running around with celebrities and
As a
being,
side chick.
yeah, like a
She's
side
like
chick and shit.
a
Yeah,
side chick and shit.
yeah, she worked her ass up to vice as it's a vice president. So that means she was doing their bidding to get to that position. They're not going to let you in position unless you're doing the bidding of the agenda. Fuck the people. It's not about working for the people. What can you do for us to help us keep the people in control, to
Right.
help us keep in control, to keep these people at bay. That's what it's about. So
While
they,
y'all
they
get to
right,
live above the law.
facts. They prop these people up to basically keep the slaves in place. So it's the slave masters. They got white slaves and they got black slaves. It don't the color don't matter. It's
Nope.
a system that's in place
That was
that
more programming.
yeah, it's more so a system that's in place, It has nothing to do with color or none of that shit. This shit is set in place. Now they play games. They play color games just to keep people divided because they don't want to. They don't want a society of free thinkers and people actually coming together
Right.
to basically protest against this shit and say no. Because once we say no, once a collective say no, then it ruins all the control that they have. They don't have control no more. The control is back into the people's hands. So they don't want that. So they prop up a Kamala, a Sleepy Joe, a Donald Trump, a Barack Obama, a Michelle Obama, they
Mm-hmm.
George Bush, a Clinton, Hillary Rodham. They are prop. They all they do is prop these people up, put them in position so they could do the bidding for the bankers and the foreign interests, the monarchs, the black nobility families, Vatican, all these people that been running this shit for centuries. All these people are slaves to that shit, bro. All these
Right.
people are, most of these motherfuckers are related to each other because they
Right.
got to keep it in the They got to be able to track bloodlines. It's like the mafia,
Right.
right? You
Facts.
can't be a
Facts.
made man. You can't be a made man in the mafia unless they track your bloodline back to the old country in Italy. You think the motherfuckers don't run this shit the same way? Obama's
Right.
related to them. It don't matter if he black or not. He's bloodline in. George Bush is bloodline in. Hillary Rodham Clinton is bloodline in. Trump ain't bloodline in, but he still do they bidding because his daddy was doing his
Shit.
bidding.
Bush look
Yeah,
identical to Queen Elizabeth.
yeah. Bush
If you
actually
put a
looks like
picture,
Charles.
if you
He
put
actually looks
yeah,
like Charles.
exactly. If you put a picture beside them two beside all them beside each other, they all look exactly alike because
Yeah,
they're literally family.
yeah. It's bloodline shit. Because if the mafia run it that way, and that's the underground, the underworld, then the top. That's where it trickles down to the from the top to the bottom. So they can't even put people in position unless their bloodline is even traced or it's somebody that's affiliated with the bloodline. Because it don't have to be direct bloodline, but it has to be someone that was born into the bloodlines. It could be, a, a cousin six removed or some shit like that. But long as they still attached to the bloodline, because they got to be able to track who is who before they even put people in position. So that's how that shit always been ran. So y'all niggas
Because
thinking
they do
y'all
certain
voting
rituals. Because
right,
they do certain rituals to keep the power in place.
right,
They do certain satanic rituals to keep the power in place. And these are like old rites from like, thousands of years ago that they kept up just to keep the power structure in place. Because they could you gotta realize they do everything ritualistic. Because that's the only way they could keep their power structure in place. Everything is a ritual with them.
yeah,
As long as they stick to the ritual and don't expose anything to the slaves, which are us, they look at us as just cattle. As long as you keep everything within the family and everything, they let you live above the law. You're able to do anything you want. And that's what they do. They do anything they want. All the shit that they charge us with, all the petty stuff, they do stuff 100 times worse, 1,000 times worse. And they do it, you know what I mean? And they do it, and they don't, there's no consequences for them.
no sir,
None of them have to pay taxes. None of them
no
have to
sir,
pay taxes because they the ones that's taxing everybody. And I always tell y'all a good example of how they run their shit. You gotta watch the movie The Underworld with the vampires and the lichens. They run their
yep,
shit like how the vampires run they stuff in the movie The Underworld.
right,
That's exactly how they run their structure. That's exactly how they do it. Down to the T, the blood drinking and everything.
right,
Sucking Marcus, all that shit. They
so,
into that.
right. Summit Marcus,
They
right.
they into all of that.
So like, and that people, and that's what people gotta realize that's what I be saying. Like, I know people like to vote for their favorite people that they push in the media in front of us, but you gotta realize there's a certain order that's already set up. So it don't matter who the fuck's in office if they ain't following the new world order or old world order, however you want to say it. If
That's
they
really
ain't
what
fo-
it is.
Yeah, if they ain't following the agenda, then they're not getting put in there.
Nope.
Point blank. It's like you already know what you signing up when you go into that job. You already they breaking it down. telling you, you know, this is what you got to do this, this, and this, and that. When you getting hired at a regular fucking job, imagine them being hired within the government or you know to do certain do certain things. They sign up for that shit. They know what come with that. So y'all remember that next time y'all go out and vote. Remember these motherfuckers. This is organized crime.
Mm-hmm.
The next time y'all go out and vote and y'all thinking that we don't know who the fuck they gonna try to put in there next after this Trump character. They might just throw AI in there and say, listen, AI is controlling all this shit now.
Yeah, and the mafia and the cartels ain't got shit on the United States government and the Israeli government.
Hell no.
When it comes to committing crime, they ain't got shit on what? What? It's like child's play. The cartels and the mafia is like child's play when it comes to the United States government. United States government is the biggest criminals and terrorist organization on the fucking planet right now.
Right. This government is doing the biggest bidding for you know, for the bankers. Anything. This country here, Israel, and America is doing the biggest bidding for those fucking central banks. For them damn central bank. Matter of fact, I wanted to play. Let me play this video real quick. Let me know if y'all can hear it.
Putting an end to anonymity on social media.
You do not even have to have elections anymore because you can already predict, and afterwards you can say, why do we need elections? Because we know what the result will be.
You heard him? He said, why do we even need elections now? You got to realize this is the World Economic Forum. This is a bunch of motherfuckers that go up there and discuss what they're going to do with society. This punk motherfucker just said, I don't mean to be cussing so bad, y'all, but this shit be making me mad sometimes. But this guy here said there's going to be no need for elections. And that's what I was just telling y'all. Even before I played this video, I didn't even know what he was going to say. But I was telling you, what I'm saying, like elections next, as I say, they gonna let AI run this shit. AI is gonna be president. I remember Elon Musk saying that. Yeah, look for our first AI president in 2030 or some shit like that. He said.
Are very proud of now the young generation, like Prime Minister Trudeau, President of Argentina, and so on, that we penetrate the cabinets.
People eat too much meat. There's this thing called the Lone Star tick, where if it bites you, you will become allergic to meat. That's something that we can do through human engineering.
Why you want to own a cell phone if you can just lease it? And if you lease, why shouldn't you lease your refrigerator or your washing machine or your dishwasher, or why do you want to own it?
Now imagine the situation in 10 or 20 years when an algorithm can tell any teenager exactly where he or she is on the gay-straight spectrum.
In 10 years, when we are sitting here, we have an implant in our brain. I can immediately feel, because you all will have implants.
Where are they traveling? How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they consuming on the platform? So, individual carbon footprint tracker.
Humans are now hackable animals.
There's some really interesting research that we can plant false memories in the brain. People believing that they've been at Disney World with characters who are not Disney characters, taking photographs with those characters.
I propose.
Yeah, they just really trying to put all this money in all this dumbass research. People are not going to accept all that shit. I don't know. They just doing too much. They really doing too much. I'm gonna be honest.
Terrible.
All right, so let's play some more of these videos, y'all. Yeah, these are just videos just showing you how these crazed clowns, you know, how these crazed clowns run Gotham City and shit. That's it.
Crazed clowns.
Right. Can y'all hear this?
Plan for you, and in their minds, it's already set in stone.
In the developed countries, the big winners are countries that have shrinking populations.
You do not even have to have elections anymore because you can already predict, and afterwards you can say, why do we need elections? because we know what the result will be.
Our primary mission is, in fact, to set a global standard for the world for behavior.
What we are very proud of now, the young generation, like Prime Minister Trudeau, President of Argentina, and so on, is that we penetrate the cabinets.
You want the function, you want the service, right? Why do you want to own a cell phone if you can just lease it? And if you lease, why should?
Oh, so this is pretty much the same video.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
It's
let's,
without the creepy music.
yeah, without the creep. So this is a good documentary. I think y'all should watch. We might do some commentary to this, John. But this is a clip from Aaron Russo, the first guy we showed you. That was the producer of the movie Trading Places with Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy. Remember they was trying to recruit. They was trying to recruit Aaron Russo. The Rockefellers was. They was trying to recruit him, Aaron Russo, like they recruited anybody else that has a position of
Oh, like
influence.
they recently recruited Mr. Beast, the
Yeah,
YouTuber.
yeah. Mr. Beast works with the Rockefeller Foundation now.
Right.
Yeah, because they want that's been the Rockefellers' game plan the whole time, to actually go to people that's influenced, that have certain influence in society, and basically ask them to join them, so they can use their influence to push certain agendas. So Aaron Russo he said no, he didn't join the Rockefellers, and somehow he mysteriously died from some cancer. People think he was injected with something. It's possible, but
Of course there's a law to pay.
All right, so let me go back.
Of course there's a law to pay a tax on their labor. The agency was violating the law. There is no law.
This whole thing is a fraud.
There is no law for us to be paying.
The year was 1913. Woodrow Wilson was president, and powerful banking interests who had been trying for years finally achieved their long-term goal of a silent coup d'etat by taking control of the American government.
Congress tried to enact an income tax in 1894. The Supreme Court said that's unconstitutional.
There were also several other major Supreme Court cases in that same period.
Stratton Independence versus Hobart, Southern Pacific versus Lowe, Bowers versus Curbo Empire, Burnett versus Harmel, Doyle versus Mitchell.
It's actually very simple.
Is there a law that requires people to file a 1040?
Not explicitly, but it's certainly implied.
Well, implied by force.
Yeah.
But is there a law?
I can't cite a law, no, I cannot.
When President Reagan was elected, one of the first things that he did was appoint a blue ribbon panel of business people headed by Peter Grace, and is commonly referred to as the Grace Commission. One of the quotes from the Grace Commission is, 100% of what is collected is absorbed solely by interest on the federal debt. All individual income tax revenues are gone before one nickel is spent on the services taxpayers expect from government.
People might say, well, how are we going to build and maintain our highways if there's no money coming into the government? We need our highways. There is a tax on every gallon of gasoline that people buy. Proceeds from the income tax do not pay for highway construction. The amount of money that we spend on defense is exactly equal to the amount of corporate income tax, which is quite legal and quite constitutional.
RFID is a technology that uses tiny computer chips the size of a grain of sand or even smaller, hooked up to miniature antennas to transmit information about items at a distance.
You understand that? There's no law that we're supposed to be paying federal taxes. They can't even recite. You go up there to the goddamn Capitol, they can't even recite no laws that we supposed to be even paying federal tax. So they're making us pay federal tax by force. It's not written in the Constitution for us to pay federal taxes. It's not written into law for us to be paying federal taxes. They're doing that shit by force. They using mafia style tactics to make us pay taxes. And I ain't talking about
celebrating 4th of July.
Yeah, there's no celebration for something. And that's the thing. And we ain't talking about, taxes for goods and services. We're talking about taxes on our labor. They making us pay federal taxes on our labor, on our, you know what I mean? We go to work and the federal government is taxing us, and they basically breaking the law to citizens. We're not breaking the law if we don't pay federal tax. They actually breaking the law and forcing us to pay something that's not even constitutional or written in law. That's sick. That's some sick ass shit.
They taxing our paycheck, and they taxing all the goods and services we buy with the paycheck.
Right.
Ain't that crazy? And anything that we
Triple that,
own that we're buying, they tax that too because we own
right.
it.
Yep.
Like it's crazy. Like y'all don't understand like how enslaved we are right now. Like this is the shit that they went to war for before.
Yep.
Because all these taxes and it's hard to build wealth.
Of course.
Yep.
It's hard to build wealth like this. It's impossible to build wealth when you're being taxed on every little fucking thing you do. And to the point where they about to take cash away. You definitely ain't building wealth if they do that. If shit is cashless, you ain't building no wealth. Everything is gonna be subscription based. You ain't gonna own nothing, and you're gonna be 100% enslaved. You ain't gonna be able to do shit unless they tell you you're allowed to do it.
Right.
That's where we headed to. It's crazy.
I'll be play this one. So this is another one from up there at the World
It's crazy
Economic Forum.
When we talk about capital, we tend to think only about financial capital, about cash, financial assets, but we know that's not the only value on which our economies depend. We know that every aspect of every part of the economy is fundamentally dependent on nature, as you highlighted. The air that we breathe, the water we drink, the soil, the oceans that we need for the food that we need to consume, the minerals that we need as inputs to technology and to infrastructure. And without these forms of value, these forms of natural capital, we won't have economies. They are the fundamental building blocks of our economies. But the ways, as you said, the ways in which we have grown our economies, our models of economic development, have been incredibly successful for global prosperity. I mean, that the unintended consequences of current models of growth are simply not sustainable on a finite planet. The amount of resource that we are drawing into our economies, Earth's resources, and the amount of pollution and waste that we're pumping out, whether that's through greenhouse gas emissions, whether that's sewage into our water, whether it's plastics into the ocean, is beyond the Earth's carrying capacity. And we know that that's leading, as you said, to very significant direct impacts for society, but very significant financial costs for the economy. You can look at that as you have and calculate that at a macro level. But the way that that's showing up as we're breaching these boundaries and breaching these limits and undermining nature is showing up in very practical ways that are showing up for financial risks for institutions. Lack of water is leading to disruption of operations, of supply chains where water is needed as an essential input for manufacturing or power production. The degradation of soil is leading to reduced agricultural yields. The decline of pollinator species is also having an impact on agriculture. So that's leading to direct financial risks for organizations, for businesses, and ultimately for investors. And as you said, ultimately the reason for this is at the moment, the way that decisions are made on an everyday level within businesses and financial institutions is because we're looking only at financial data, financial metrics that are not factoring in nature. Nature is treated within the economy as though it's unlimited and predominantly as though it's free. And the risks and harms are simply not costed in financial terms. We can cost them at a macro level. They're not costed into day-to-day decision-making. And the result is, as a consequence, we've put all of our economies at fundamental risk. We can't do business on a dead planet. If we're going to protect natural systems, one of the solutions...
Yo, this shit is ridiculous. This shit is ridiculous. The CEO
controlling
said,
every aspect of our lives.
Yep. That's why I said all the people distracted by the dumb shit, man. That shit gonna cost you. I'm telling you. That shit is gonna cost you big time. Hey, ignorance is what they say. Ignorance is bliss. Yeah. This. Let me see. Hold on, y'all.
Ain't
Get
shit
this
about
place.
ignorance that's bliss.
6G will track everyone everywhere, all day, every day. That's what the CEO of Qualcomm just admitted in a podcast.
6G is going to do, not only at your neighborhood, not only at the city, at the state, but at the entire country level, will map the digital twin, I think, of the world. And that also become very interesting. Of course, in today's, I think, environment, if I say that, everybody will understand it. Like you can do drone detection, everything that is moving is going to be tracked. You have a radar at scale.
So basically, 6G won't just track digital devices. They're talking about building a model of the entire world where they can track anything that moves. This is even scarier than what he admitted earlier.
What is 6G? 6G is designed for AI. So in addition of the networks making connectivity and give you faster connections, will sense everything around you. You take the AI to the next level, you can actually get facial recognition of everybody in the room. That's going to be done at scale at a 6G network, and that's more context.
It almost makes no sense for him to admit something like this so publicly. But then again, they're all openly admitting that 6G is pretty damn scary.
So we're into 6G now, right? I just 5G. I was a leader on 5G, getting that done, and now they're up to 6. Let's do it again. What does that do? Give you a little bit deeper view into somebody's skin? See how perfect that is? I like the cameras the old days. So they just had a nice feature. Now they cover every little. Let's see, Michael, you're in good shape. You're not gonna, but I tell you, it's the 6 is coming, huh?
And by the way, this gets even worse because this 6G mass surveillance is also tied into all these AI companies and their shiny new products.
We're working with pretty much all of them.
I think like OpenAI, Meta,
all of them. And you have different things that people wear. Glasses is the easiest one to understand, but they're going to be more. They're going to be jewelry, pins, pendants, things that you wear, and it can connect you to an agent.
And if for some reason smart glasses aren't cutting it for you, well, you can go to your local Nokia store and get a 6G implant.
About 6G earlier, which is around 2030, I would say that by then, definitely the smartphone as we know it today will not anymore be the usual kind of the most common interface. Wow. Many of these things will be built directly into our bodies.
Dang. Yeah, that's the yeah. They got a lot of planning for the people, don't they? They got a lot of fucking planning going on. You know, they
Make sure
got
y'all
they got
like and share this video.
yeah,
Get this
please
information
like,
out there, y'all.
all right.
It's crazy.
Yeah, please like and share this video, man. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't, because y'all know we're gonna keep breaking down the information. But we know damn well this independent shit. People need to wake up to this facade, this mirage of we're independent and we're free. Nah. Not in the physical sense, no. Yeah.
Yeah, they ain't gonna let up. We tell you that. They definitely ain't gonna let
They
up.
got
And
a
it's
lot of
like
plans.
if they don't get any, if they fail, they're gonna do a EMP attack, electromagnetic pulse, that's gonna shut everything down that's part of the internet and that has a chip in it. That means everything, cars, compute. They showed you that in the movie. What was that shit called on Netflix? Leave the World Behind.
Yeah.
They showed you how that, or the show, or the series from back in the day called Revolution that they canceled.
Right.
They show you what happens when a major EMP attack, or the show Paradise that comes on Apple TV. That's
Right.
their plan. And of course they got bunkers that's gonna have all that shit. They gonna have underground bunkers that's still gonna have electric and internet and all that type of shit. You know, food and all that. They got they bunkers that they got prepared for that. But their plan is to enslave us, and if they're not able to get that plan through, they just gonna do an EMP attack. And all the world leaders already agreed on the shit. Because you gotta think all these world leaders are in on this plan, y'all. They're all these wars and shit that they start amongst each other, it's all scripted amongst themselves. Of course, you might have a world leader that don't like another world leader. That's with anything. But
Yeah,
they
that's what any
all
shit.
stick to a script that controls the people.
Right.
And that's something that they don't disagree on. It's controlling the people. That's what we're trying to tell you. All this voting and all, none of that shit matter. It's all a script for us.
Right.
Like that's what we're trying to wake people up to. Like it's all bullshit. Society is literally bullshit. It's only there to keep everybody enslaved, keep everybody scared, and keep everybody in lack.
Right.
When there's plentiful resources on this planet, it's just that they're being hoarded, and our history has been distorted on purpose to keep us controlled. Everything is a lie. There's more than enough resources for everybody on this planet to live like kings and queens. It's just that it's been taken away from us, and a lot of us are so lost that we made each other and ourselves enemies. And
Yeah.
that divide and conquer and shit that they doing to us is really working.
Right. The earth is plentiful. It's
Yeah, the
enough.
earth is plentiful,
It's
y'all.
enough to take care of, you know, everybody on this planet. Everybody could live like kings and queens on this planet. It's enough. But when it's controlled by greed, you know, greed and fucking gluttony. These people,
Control
man.
freaks. People
Right.
that just want to control everything. That's what it is. These people are completely wicked. They love watching people suffer. These people are sadistic psychopaths.
Oh yeah,
That's
they
what they
suffering.
are.
Right. The
Sadistic.
suffering is
Yep,
definitely
they
there.
love watching people suffer. These people get off on that. Like these it's like they not even human. These people that's running shit that y'all love, these people that y'all love voting for and think they gonna do something for you. Oh, Hillary, I love you, Hillary. I love you, Trump. I love you, Obama, and all that shit. All them people are wicked as hell. They don't give two shits about you or your family. I don't care if they Democrat or Republican. They don't care about you. They do not care about your family. They don't care about your kids. They don't care about your newborn baby. They don't care about you at all. Not even a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know.
They don't care if you're white, black, Asian. They don't give a shit about none of that neither. They don't care about you.
Right. Goes back to the George Carlin stand up when George Carlin breaking that shit down. They don't give a fuck about you.
They don't.
They own all the land, all the important land. It's a club. You ain't in it.
Y'all voting and fighting your family members and your neighbors over somebody that choke you out, carve you up, and serve you to their family for breakfast and dinner. Both these motherfuckers is
Right.
cannibals. They kill you and your family and serve y'all motherfuckers for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, eat your
And you
goddamn liver like Hannibal Lecter and shit
right,
with a nice Yantine.
exactly. And y'all over there fighting your neighbor. Oh, Trump is gonna take this bet. No, Hillary's going. Y'all sitting there fighting each other with people that will kill you in an instant if you found out who they really were. Like just think about it. Just think about who they defending. You ain't vote. You don't even have a say so. Why you ain't vote? You know Kamala cares about us. If we would have had Kamala in there, the country would have been a lot better. I can't believe there's people out there that actually
That
believe
still
that
believe
any of
that
these,
shit.
yeah, that
That
any
it
of these
depends on
politicians care about them. This is crazy to me.
right. Like one, like a politician actually get in there and change some shit.
These people are monsters behind the scenes. These people are monsters. I'm telling you, if you ended up coming across some type of scandal and they figure you out, they will kill you and your whole family
Yeah,
and not
they
think
monsters
twice
on the
about
scene.
it. And won't think twice about it. That and all those politicians are like that. I'm sorry to tell you, but they are. I'm sorry to tell you, but they are. That's who's running this place. That's who's running this place. Oh, but so and so came from a good family, a good middle class. They love selling y'all that bullshit. So and so politician came from a middle class, hardworking family, and they this and that. Most of that shit be fake fluff stories. And even if they did come from middle class, they was always put in position to eventually become what they became. If they had to act like they were a middle class family, that's another thing they do. A lot of that shit, even their lives be staged. A lot of these people lives be staged. They stage everything. They script out everything just to keep the people. They do go through lengths. And if y'all understood how rituals work, y'all understand they would do a whole lifetime ritual. They let somebody look like they poor, come from a poor background, just to build them up to become something. But the whole time they was part of some special program behind the scenes that actually build people up from poverty, but they don't really be in poverty. They just showcase like they in poverty. Y'all understand how serious these rituals go and how deep this shit goes. It's all fake. It's all fake to keep society together and under their control. That's how effed up it all is. And most of us are so brainwashed that we can't even see it. And the thing is, the stuff that we talking about on this live stream is stuff that's been talked about for centuries. People knew this shit for centuries. It's not like we bringing anything new. We just continuing the work of the people from back in the day who got killed for talking about this type of information, or been in jailed or whatever,
Yeah,
or
boy. Right.
made to look crazy.
Right.
Because this always been going on. The shit's just getting more sophisticated now because of technology,
Yeah,
but
fact.
it's still going on. But it still went on way back in the day. These people do not have your best interest at heart. None of these politicians do. I don't give a fuck who you vote for. I don't care what country you in. Your politician in your country don't give a shit about you neither.
All right.
They don't, y'all. I'm sorry, they don't. Some of them good actors. They make you think that they do. It's just like the Truman Show. All them people acting in Truman's life. His best friend, his wife, his mom, his dad that they killed off the show. All of that shit. It's just, your life is no different than that when you talking about these politicians, because these politicians, they running the game on all of us. These corporate owners, you could just look at society and tell that they don't give a shit about people. They poisoning our air, water, and food. You can tell they don't care about. They don't give a shit about you. Yeah, but Trump though, he gonna save America. He part of the Q movement. He's playing 3D, 5D chess. I can't believe there's people out there that still believe that shit. Yeah, Trump is put in there to drain the swamp. No, Trump is put in there to manipulate the stock market, make trillions of dollars off the stock market, and bully the IRS so nobody can track all the money that he made underhanded. That's what Trump is in there for. Trump is in there for him and his family.
Yeah,
He
because
ain't
ain't
in
like
there
he
for
going in there.
nobody else.
Yeah, ain't like he going to bully the IRS and shut them down for America's cost.
Right.
Cause like yeah, Americans ain't supposed to be paying these taxes to the IRS. Let's shut this shit down. Ain't like he going to do that. He'll get he'll get one of them things in his noodle. For real. Not just the little fake ass stage one. They'll do that shit for real if he act like he want to
Oh, you
shut
said
down the
they
IRS.
JFK him.
Yeah. If he act like he was going to shut down the IRS for real, it's JFK. It's JFK style all day, baby. We know that.
And he wasn't paying taxes anyway.
Right.
None of them pay taxes. All them that's in on this, that
I
club,
mean,
they don't pay taxes, bro.
then again, they get big tax exempt, but they all gotta still kick upstairs because it's the boss. You know what I mean, they got
What
kick
they
upstairs.
kicking up? It's all infinite money. It's all fake
Yeah.
money. What they kicking up? They just got. It's just like the movie.
Well,
It's just like the
whoever
movie
the top
they live.
slave scum is,
They got to kick up as far as service.
yeah, service, right?
Keeping the script going.
Facts.
Because I mean, they ain't got to kick up no money. What the fuck? These people don't need. They create the money. The money's fake. They got an infinite amount of money that they enter into the system and say that they got. All the money is fake. All the people at the top just have access to stuff. We see the slaves look at shit in money terms. Us on the bottom of the pyramid, the slaves, we have to work for that thing called money. But they create that out of thin air. They create the money that we all work hard to get, to buy resources that's supposed to be free. Like that's the big scam right there. The whole money thing is a big scam. Because we still thinking that these major corporations, these politicians, they doing stuff just to make money. But they create the money. They don't know they're doing this stuff to control us. Because you think they really have to tax us all? You think they all have to really, you think they need that tax money from us? They don't need that because they create the money. They only do that to keep us down so we can never get ahead. Because they create the money system to where you forever chasing a dollar until you die. And it's a dollar that they created. And that's Caesar's money. If you think in religious terms, give Caesar's what is Caesar's and God's what is God's. Caesar's is that whose money is on that, whose face is on that money. All American presidents, the kings, the queens, the monarchs. That's their money. They created it. Their faces on it is because they created it. It's their money. God's what is God gave us the earth. The Caesar and the administrations and the White House and all, they gave us money.
Right.
God didn't give us money. He gave us a planet with resources.
Yeah, the seeds belong to us.
Yeah, Caesar put the money in between that.
Right.
Caesar put the money in between us having access to the resources that God gave us. And we fell into that trap. We fell into that money trap. Now we chasing money instead of resources.
Yeah, the seeds belong to us. The sources, the natural resources actually belong to us. It's enough natural resources on the planet to sustain every human on this planet 10 times over. So for them to actually take over the natural resources and divvy it out and put a money system in between that.
Exactly.
What is birthright? What is ours God-given right? What is our birthright? The meek shall inherit the earth type of ordeal. The money changers came along and set up a go-between.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you gotta chop down the tree, make money, and sell the fruit back to the people with the tree that they use to make money out of. Like that's a whole pyramid scheme. And it's been around since the beginning of time. Yeah.
And we don't see it. We don't see it. We because we're under a spell. These people are powerful magicians because they got us under a spell.
And I think right. And I hate giving these people all this power.
Right, I do. But the thing is, that's the reality. Because everybody out here trying to make a dollar. Everybody out here people can't even be themselves because they're trying to make money.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to survive. That's everybody's mindset.
Yeah,
but these wicked individuals don't have to survive.
But they keep us in survival state. You know, because everything costs. Like we can't go through life without, everything costs. So you mean we have to work for it. And we have to charge. We have to work for it. We have to charge for it. Everything we do, every aspect of our lives costs money.
And the thing is, you gotta work even if it wasn't no money system, but there's no middleman. You working directly. Like it's a direct thing. It's not no middleman taxing you. Yeah, there's no middleman taxing you in between and not having to do any of the work. Got you harvesting everything and you get a paycheck.
Right.
Like it got you doing all the harvesting. Like everybody got a harvest. Like everybody, but it's now, but these motherfuckers came up with a scheme to where they don't have to harvest, and they get you to do it for fake money. Because only thing that's real is the resources. The money to get the resources isn't real, y'all. Because you're only using that money to buy resources that you already be getting for free because you're a human. Clean water, shelter, clothing. That
That should be all free.
that should be natural. That's
Yeah.
what you're naturally supposed to get as a fucking human. And yeah, you got to work to get those things anyway, but now you got a middleman in between it. And they don't have to work. You got it to where they don't have to work for it. They don't have to harvest it. You're harvesting it and you're enslaved, not you enslaved to the money. That's separating you from the resources. That shit don't make no sense to me. You're spending money on the resources that should be free anyway. It don't make any sense, y'all. That's why I say I don't really think anybody's smart on this planet. That's why there's no real intellectuals here because we're all still obeying this system that just don't make any sense. The animals are smarter than us. The animals are smarter than us. Think about it.
Yeah, it's
The
crazy.
animals aren't paying mortgage. The animals aren't being taxed on the roads. Y'all understand? Like we're supposed to be the most intelligent species on the planet, but the animals are doing better than us. This shit is done. That's why I say it's hard for me to even continue in this society. It's hard to even be a part of this. That's why some people say I just want to get a cabin in the woods and separate myself from everybody. The people that say
It's
that,
a lot of people doing that. It's a lot of people doing it, and they making content out of it too. They making content out of it. Like, listen, I found this space in the woods. They clearing it out. They building shit. They're building shit from scratch.
Yeah,
it's a lot of people people living in their cars. You got a
you
lot of
don't
people
even
living in their
continue
cars
in
and
this
shit right now.
facade.
Yeah,
It's a facade, bro.
trust me, there's a lot of people feeling the effect and waking up to it. That's why you're seeing a lot more people doing van life and car life and shit like that, or living out in the desert or living in the woods. And yeah, people starting to wake up to this shit because they realize they have no choice but to, because it's right there in front of your face.
Right.
It's not like something that is actually financially affecting people, period. And it's weighing on people's souls and shit. So people are you're starting to see people wake up even more and more every day. So shout out to y'all that's waking up every fucking day, man, and trying to do the best of y'all can to separate from this shit. I mean, it's not an overnight thing. It's definitely a gradual. It's definitely gradually, but at least you taking the first steps and just doing your own research and trying to trying to better, trying to get the knowledge and trying to be more aware of this shit. So you know how to move. So you know how to, navigate. Shout out to JDD, said the spell of the Arabic faith system, not for us.
No, that's
Abrahamic, my
Abrahamic.
bad.
Yeah, that's
Abrahamic.
Abrahamic.
That's what I said. Abrahamic faith system. Yeah, I feel like that. Yeah, I mean, it's certain things that it's certain knowledge in all the religions really that you can learn something from. And I'm not saying just praying 5 times a day. I mean, people do whatever works for them, but there's definitely knowledge in all the mystery systems. It's not just one mystery system that you can go by. It's a collective. It's like the truth is like a puzzle. It's all broken up to pieces, and you have to take from this and take from that to kind of piece it together. So scattered. It's like scattered and shit. So I don't think all the knowledge is in one mystery system, in one religion, or none of that shit. Like it's a multiple. It's a lot of other things going on that 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 opens up that doorway to the knowledge. But yeah, man, we appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Make sure y'all like this video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on all notifications for when we hit the live stream button. Like we said, this content we doing is not algorithm based. So this is strictly by whoever finds this content and gravitate towards it. That's what this content is for. This is not algorithm based content where it's going to get millions and millions of views based off the fact that YouTube is going to push it. Nope. This is content that's strictly for the people that's looking for this type of truth.
Right.
Whether it's 60 of y'all, 60, 70 of y'all in here, 80 of y'all in here, whoever this shit's find, whoever this message finds, whoever this frequency finds, whoever gets on this frequency, this message is for you. This is not for everybody.
Right.
So we appreciate y'all, man.
Right. If y'all haven't already, make sure y'all check out our Night and Day Herbal Shop.
Yeah, let them know.
We got natural herbal products. We got CBD in all forms. We got CBD gummies on sale right now. Buy one get the other one half off. They're organic and they're really potent. They work for all types of stuff, pain, insomnia, people who got anxiety and all that. It works for all of that. So make sure you check out our us on other platforms. We on Instagram, Facebook, so make sure you follow us on all those platforms. We also on Rumble, so you can check us out on rumble.com. But yeah, man, we definitely appreciate everybody who've been tuning in. A lot of y'all who've been ordering from us, we have been shipping y'all orders out. Of course, we just went through a fake holiday,
Right.
4th of July. We was
Right.
at the
Y'all
4th
stuff
of
get shipped
July,
out this week.
Enslavement Day. But yeah, we definitely starting to ship y'all stuff out this week. So yeah, make sure y'all check us out, man. nightandayherbals.com.
Facts.
That's it.
Appreciate y'all, man. I guess we'll catch y'all on the next live stream, y'all. Peace.
Yep.
I'm not even gonna lie. The joint pain I deal with every day will slow me all the way down. But ever since I started using this right here, Night and Day Pain Relief Balm, everything changed. And within minutes, I feel the difference. Like real relief. Now I can clean my whole house without even thinking about the pain. As a nurse, I'm on my feet all day. And this right here helps me get through my entire shift. I can actually enjoy time with my kids now. Go outside, be active, without hurting the whole time. It feels good to just live again. Honestly, if it wasn't for Night and Day Pain Relief Balm, I don't think I'd have the quality of life I have right now.
Comfort slows you down? Reach for natural relief. Night and Day Hemp's extra strength CBD pain relief balm melts into aching muscles, delivering warmth you can feel. Soothe your body naturally. Feel free to move again. Night and Day Hemp balm melts away tension so you can enjoy every moment. Feel the difference fast. Real relief, real results. Order now at nightandayherbals.com.